Good morning. Or, yeah, morning still. Good morning. Oh, thank you for being part of my fan club. Thank you. Good morning. Hi, Eileen. Thank you. Good morning. Hey, girl. Hey. Brittany, you have no idea how much that makes me smile. I love when you do that. Hi, Eileen. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Good morning. So I thought we'd have a little chat. And normally right now I'm having a meeting with Carrie, but she's still sick. So I'm like, all right, so how do I make this time productive since it's dedicated to like this part of my life? So good morning, Ashley. Hi, Tammy. Hello, hello. I know. And she said that I guess she did get tested, like, and she doesn't have like the vid or some sort of flu strand or something because her husband also is still sick. It has been like 10 days now. I know. I feel so bad for her. Hi, Christy. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So I thought I would do a little bit of hang time and, oh, thank you. You guys know the drill. Tap the screen. It's really important in the first few minutes to engage. Try to get people in here, all the things. I think it's weird that TikTok won't allow you to, hola, Roger, ¿cómo está? They won't let you like send it or share with more than 15 people. Like when I'm the host. It's weird, but whatever, it's fine. And then earlier I was trying to figure out how to create a chat board. I'm also in like two people's board, like group, like conversation boards, but now I can't figure out how to do one myself. So it's like, it's crazy. Normally Carrie and I spend this time working on either working our websites, working on our email stuff, working on promotions or graphics for upcoming stuff. Like we usually have like a 2-hour window every Tuesday where we do that. And since she's sick, I'm like, well, I can't focus right now. So thank you all for sharing. Thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Yeah, all the engagement, tap and like and share and all the good things. Would be so thankful for that. Yeah, so anyway, again, we know how important it is in the first few minutes to get as much engagement as possible to get the FYP and all that. So, yeah, I'm trying to juggle a lot right now. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to come on here and do, since I'm in thinking brain, instead of the woo brain, I thought we could answer questions, do like question, answer, chit chat. What would you guys ask? If you were at a party and you met someone that said they're a psychic medium, what would you ask them? What would be your curiosities? Oh, I missed the elf. I did. What elf? Oh, did you like give me a little elf crown? Thank you if you did. That always happens to me. If I send someone a gift, it always comes up on the screen as soon as they turn their head. Made a mini letter map yesterday for traveling. Oh, fun. Oh yeah, I need to respond to you. Roger, I need to message you because you had said you'd send me that pendulum. The pendulum board. Thank you. How adorable is that? I love it. Thank you. Tips and tricks for connecting to spirit for mediumship. Ooh, good one, Ladora. Also, hello, Ladora, welcome. Tips and tricks for connecting to spirit for mediumship. Pay attention to how you get your, thank you, Ladora. How do you get your intuitive hits? start with that. So if you're just a person out in the wild, not doing what I'm doing on a professional level, the first step is recognizing how you receive information. Okay. So like there was one time before I was doing any of this work. Hi, Yessie. Like I had tarot cards and I'd do them just kind of for myself and I was learning, or I'd be on the John Edwards website. Okay. I'm going to write that down. What is the why for doing the work? Okay. And I remember my brother-in-law had been in a car accident. We had been notified that he'd been in a car accident and that like jaws of life were used. It was crazy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I need to make sure I'm available. So I ran upstairs, got in the shower, and then I'm in the shower and all of a sudden like this overwhelming whoosh and calm came over me that said, he's going to be okay. Oh, hello, Atlas. Hello, little guy. Oh my goodness. Yessie, thank you. Okay. So I had received that in my mind's eye. Also, I got that whoosh, and in my mind's eye, I saw him okay. And it was just like that. So then, hi, good morning, Kelly. Thank you. Thank you all for the engagement and the tapping and all that, getting me in the FYP. I'm trying to be more present, not just on Thursday mornings. And so when I first started doing this work, I had to start recognizing, how did I get information? So if you're just new on your journey of connecting to spirit, recognize how you receive that information. How do you get your intuitive hits? You know, how do you know, like if you're a mom, or even dog mom or human mom, and you know something's not right. How do you know that? Where do you know that? So if you're a person who just like sees something in your mind, or if you feel it in your chest, pay attention, because when you start doing spirit work, that's the first clair that you're going to hone in on. That's the first one that you're going to pick up in. Okay. So if it's day one, that's how I hone into how you receive your information on a daily basis. Okay. Does that help, Delodora? I feel everything my oldest does, and she feels everything I feel. That's crazy, Yessie. Makes you wonder if you were twins in a past life or something. You know what I mean? Like if you were connected on a deeper level in a past life. Good. Okay. All right. So then somebody, I forget who asked, somebody said they would ask why. Why would you do this work? Or why did they choose to do this work? Oh, that's cool, Yessie. Interesting. So if you were to come up to me at a party and we're chit-chatting and you ask me, why would you do this work? I can tell you, it's to give spirit a voice. I got into the work initially, though, because I thought it was just kind of cool. Like I've always been curious about it. I've always been curious. But I think I needed to know that there was something beyond. Yeah, I think I needed to know there was something beyond this existence. And I'd heard all these stories. I'd watched John Edward, and I'd watched all the people, and Sylvia Brown and all of them. And my why evolved from the curiosity, there has to be more, to, okay, but if this is a real thing, then how can we help people feel better about their lives? And into now, I would tell you my why is to give spirit a voice. So it's okay for the why to evolve first and foremost, but also, even if your why in the very, very beginning on day one was like, I want to do that cool thing. I want people to think I'm cool. That's okay. Whatever gets the job done, as long as you allow yourself to evolve and get developed and find a good teacher. So hope that answers your question. That was but two really good questions, by the way. What other questions would you guys ask? What else would you ask? If you had the opportunity, if you were at a party and you went up to somebody and said, okay, so tell me about you. What do you do? And they said, I'm a psychic medium, which very, very, very rarely does that actually happen. but you never know. Let's chat. Join the discussion. Oh, check it out. AI is like stepping in doing this thing, trying to get people to chat. I love it. So make sure you guys are like chatting in here. So maybe the AI will pick it up and throw me out to the FYP. Does this give comfort to others? Does mediumship, you mean, or psych? I think it does. I fully believe it does. I will say, and you know what? I actually thought about this. I need to make a note because I'm Facebook friends with the lady who did my very first psychic reading when I was like 23 years old. I'm 54 now. And we're Facebook friends, and I see her post occasionally. That reading, out of all the readings I've ever had and throughout my life, that very first one was the most impactful and gave me the most hope, because I went in a broken 23-year-old with going through a divorce. Hi, Leslie. Good morning. Had just was going through a divorce, single mom, and moved back, with my parents, living in the basement, doing all the things. And somebody had gifted me a reading. And I remember going in, not knowing the difference between mediumship and psychism, right? First of all. And I don't know who this is and why they're here. They have no followers. Oh, let's make them go away. Okay. Oh, thanks, Ladora. Appreciate you. So interested. So it's just everything that she said to me actually gave me hope. I was asking these questions like, am I going to be alone forever? I was convinced that I was unlovable. I was convinced that I was not worth anybody's time, anybody's effort. Good morning, Susan. And then I'll make sure to mark this, Ginger. Oh, something's in my eye. And, she gave me, there was a lot of information that she gave me. Laura, oh my gosh, all my friends coming in. Good morning. The things that she said to me were so profound. And she was like, and I was like, am I going to be broke the rest of my life? She's like, no, you're going to get remarried. And she looked at me like I was an idiot for asking these questions, by the way. But keep in mind, I'm young, 23, had never had a reading before. I was going through absolute chaos. And I'm very mindful of that because I do get clients like that. And as much as I want to be like, oh God, just whatever, no. She told me eventually I was going to do this work, that I was going to write a book. If my ADD could really subside, that'd be amazing. So I could finish my book. And oh, thank you. And she told me I was going to, and I was like, I never could never see myself living very long. And again, she's just looking at me and I was like, am I going to be fat the rest of my life? Like, these were the kind of questions a 23-year-old desperate girl who is going through a divorce and has a kid is like, am I going to be lovable enough to even find someone else? And this psychic medium, I can still, all these years later, 31 years later, see her face going, confused as to why I would be asking these questions, but she handled it with such dignity and grace. And she was like, well, your weight's always going to be a battle because of your insecurity. I'm like, oh, there's that. And then she said that I would be getting remarried and that I would be very well off and comfortable by the time I was in my 40s or 50s. And then I would not have to worry about money going from then on. Now, keep in mind, I was on welfare. I had food stamps. I had Medicaid. My daughter had a lot of health issues. I had to move back home. Like, I was married and like we both had good jobs. I owned a business. At 22 years old, I owned a business. And I really thought We were like going in the right direction. Turns out we weren't. And this psychic, this medium, helped. She was very mindful that whatever she said to me could make or break me. And I think it's really important to remember that when we, I actually just lost a friend, a TikTok friend that just blocked me. I just found out this morning that she blocked me. She kind of came at me over the summer about how judgy I am and how I'm too hard on people and I need to stay in my lane. I'm like, friend, why are you saying this? Like, what are you talking about? And like, nothing was ever directed at her. And I just found out she blocked me today. I'm like, dude, I haven't even interacted with this person, but I am hardcore on ethics and presentation. And if you're going to do this work and you're going to work with the public, there are no barriers to entry for this work. If you're a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a doctor or a dentist or anything, right? You have to have a degree. You have to go through a certification process. You don't have to for this, just like in dance. So my two big careers, the thing that I do, 0 barriers to entry. Anybody can step up and be like, I'm a dance teacher. I learned on YouTube once. I actually had students come to me one time. They were homeschooled students and they were like, we've been learning dance on YouTube. I'm like, you can do that? Okay. And they thought they were so great and they should be in the advanced classes. I've been blessed by being blocked as well. Who doesn't like Susan? Right. I adore you, Susan. But yeah, so anyway, this person blocked me and I know it's because for whatever reason she was triggered by my videos over the summer. One of them being, hey, presentation is everything. If you want to attract a certain client, if you want to attract a certain level of client that you can help, then you have to, right? Me neither, Susan. Then you have to present yourself at that level. Okay? You can't present yourself as chaotic and mean and, straight talk. I'm just being straight with you when you're really just being condescending and hurtful. You can't present that way and not expect to get a certain type of client, right? So I just say, oh, and people get triggered by mine all the time too. But I'm honestly, like, my videos, other than that little stint for about a month or so, most of my videos are not targeted to anybody specific. I can tell you that right now. I don't have the bandwidth to keep track of anybody who doesn't like me. It's like dressing for the job you want. Thank you, Ladora. Correct. Presentation is everything. And I will say that in class. If you're going to be on a social platform, if you're going to be doing readings live, be mindful of your background. Be mindful of what you're wearing. Be mindful of your presentation. Now, if you're coming in hot and you're like, listen, I'm just trying to show up and I need support and you're a disheveled mess, cool. That's what you need. Do it. I don't care. Like, what you do on your platform is not my business. But in this work, if you're going to step into the arena of helping people and vibing with people, giving them advice, presentation is huge. And the way we speak to people and being mindful of their feelings and being mindful of me every time in class hidden in the pantry. Exactly, Leslie, building your brand. And and if your brand is a chaotic, if that's your character, if that's your brand, cool. Listen, you'll notice that how I am super chill, I'm a little more fun on the crowned medium because I've got a crown on, for goodness sake. I've got the background. It's a vibe. It's a presentation. It's a show with integrity and information that I feel could be helpful. First impressions mean more than people realize. Yeah, it does. It sets the tone. But yeah, so this person that blocked me today, and made a point to go block me on their backup account too. So it wasn't like they accidentally blocked me thinking maybe I was a scammer or something without checking it out. But like, yeah, I have no idea. And I'm sad. I'm not sad. I'm disappointed because I thought we were okay. You know, I thought we were fine. But turns out we weren't. And the thing is, I must have done a video or said something along the way that triggered that person to either think I was talking about them or implying something. I don't know, but who knows why I got blocked. I've been wearing all black to read the comments better. Honestly, I actually had a white t-shirt on earlier and I was like, oh, if I'm going to go live today, I need to have black on. So that's what I had on. That's right, Jenny. How was your day? It bothers me so hard that people don't see others as people. Correct. Well, and it is when, good afternoon, Budgie. I'm doing well, thank you. So as a mentor, if you're going to step into my space as a mentee, the bar just went really high. And those of you in here that take my classes know this. You all know this. Presentation is everything. I was talking about this today. Sometimes you can't babysit other people's insecurities. Yeah, thank you very much, Leslie. Yeah. Now I will say, I never want someone to be afraid to step into a public platform to start with this delusion that you have to be perfect. You build your brand, you build your flow by practicing. But as long as you walk into that with that open mind of how do I want to be seen, it's okay if I'm not right all the time. It helps. Also, I'm subdued and others in the chat are highlighted. That's true. You're so chill on your lives, Susan. Make sure you guys are following Susan if you're not. But yeah, you're so chill and relaxed. Sometimes I just have you, when you're on, you're doing your stuff, I just like have you on so I can just listen to you. Because you're so chill and calm. I love it. Spirit is filtering as we step into next year. I feel it's going to be a wonderful year. Oh, it's going to be, because we're going to decide it's going to be. But also I feel that, Tammy. I feel like right now, a lot of us are going through a lot of endings. Hi, Uncle Buck. It's going quite well. Thank you. So I forgot what I was going to talk about. Anyway, totally got sidetracked on that. That's what I get for trying to read comments and think and tell a story. Anyway, with this being a year of endings, with 2025 being a number 9 year, I feel like just in the numerology itself, there's a lot of chaos happening. And then you throw in Mercury in retrograde right now. Lots of things happening right now. And so the block today that I experienced was to me like, well, I guess people are weeding themselves out because I literally did nothing to that person. I must just annoy her in some way that she couldn't stand to see me on any of my platforms ever again. And the thing is, I've been on her lives before. That's what's crazy. And so as we are ending all these things, and this happened to me in a personal year number 9, a few years back, I look at it as the situation that happened. There were a lot of endings as I was transitioning from the number 9 to the number 1 year. Lots of endings, friendships. But in that time, I actually made some new friends, like Carrie. I would never have run in her. I did not know her from the social media. I was introduced to her through a mutual friend. And then that mutual friend, once Carrie and I's friendship kind of took root, that friend all of a sudden like turned on us and was like, it was kind of nuts actually. And a lot of people in that friend group that was associated with her went away. It was so weird, but also my life felt so much less toxic. And sometimes you don't realize how toxic relationships are until you are out of them. Kirsty, do you need fries with that? Would you like fries with your order? Read my intro, read the thing. Hi, Bobby Jean. I see you in here. So anyway, good timing, girlfriend, that you were like, and done. You were on it. Oh man. I love it. I love it. You guys are the best. I love that I have such good moderators. Right. Yes. I now I have to say the thing where we say, do not put your personal questions or personal information. Just know that I'm not going to reach out to you after this live, or during the live, as a matter of fact. I'm not going to reach out to you and solicit you for a reading. That's not what we do here. So anyway, what other questions though? So if you went to a party and somebody said, oh my God, this is my friend Lorenda and she's a psychic medium. And immediately you're going to go, you're what? What would you ask? What would you ask? And let me just give you a little bit of etiquette. Don't jokingly laugh and go, but you can just call me up whenever and tell me anything that you ever get from me for the rest of our lives. If it's an open door, you can always call me. But do you think I'm just sitting around thinking about you? How do you handle those with prove it energy? Well, referring to Roger's comment even of couldn't get that accountant job, then I basically say, okay, so what is it that you do? Oh, you're an accountant. Do you think you could do my taxes for free? Just so you can prove that you can do it. Yeah. So sometimes I'll tell people like, no, it's a job. It's like, I don't walk around just tuned in and plugged in all the time. I'm not trying to do that. So unless you're crunching my numbers based on what I'm wearing and you're an accountant, don't be asking me stuff like that. Do you find astrology useful as a psychic medium? Is it worth studying? I do find astrology helpful because I believe it helps us understand energetic dynamics, whether that is a collective energy, whether it's an individual. I like to play the fun game of when I meet people, I'll be like, Aries. I can usually pick out the fire signs and I know which fire sign, or if they're close on the cusp or have some strong thing. But I always joke because I'm a Leo. So I'm like, well, I really only know about Leos and other fire signs because we're kind of self-centered that way. It's my MO. But I do believe it does make a difference, just like numerology and things like that. Okay. Oh, okay, Laura, I'll see ya. I would ask, how are you doing? What advice do you have for those of us that struggle with crowds? Ooh, that's a good one. Dealing with crowds truly is an energetic mind. It's like a mindset, and you really do have to have an understanding of energy boundaries. And how I've explained to people, and this has helped the people that I've told to do this, imagine the two-way mirrors. You're surrounded in two-way mirrors, so you can see everything going on. You can observe everything going on. However, when people's energy are coming at you, it's going back to them. Hi, Mark. How are you? It's going back to them, and they're receiving their own energy. You're not receiving their energy. And the only energy you're receiving is from the divine above, because it's a circle, okay, but that's open, right? And especially with you being agoraphobic, that might be actually helpful to feel like you're in that little bubble where you can see. You can even put yourself in a bubble so you can observe, but nobody can bother you. Nobody's energy can get to you. And then you ask for that higher self understanding of being able to see things for what they are. Yeah. Prove it, energy debate, sharing to, oh, I love this AI interaction thing. This is cool. Okay, AI, keep doing your thing. I like it. Prove it, energy debate. I would ask where to begin enhancing your clairs. Okay, so this question came up a little bit earlier, but it formulated a different way. So let's go back to that. If you've never done this before, so okay, this is a really good exercise. I want you to imagine a walnut. Okay, a walnut in its shell. And you're going to close your eyes, and I want you to smell what the walnut would smell like. Imagine what it would smell like. Imagine what it would feel like in the palm of your hand. Imagine what it would sound like if you cracked it, or if you rubbed your nails on it, or rubbed it on the counter. What would it taste like? How does it make you feel? What images does it bring to mind in the form of memories or feelings? It's stuff like that you can do to enhance your clairs. You can do the same thing with an orange. And I had a group where we did that one time in class, and that's just building. It's like building the language with your guides. It's like building a good repertoire with your guides. And I saw you, Leslie. You can. You said you have a question, and by doing those things, you're building that connection with your guide. So the next time that guide comes in, and maybe in class, somebody said the memory was when I was a kid, Christmas time, the Nutcracker was such a warm thing. Somebody else said, I'm allergic. It created panic in me. So you have that dynamic of it's going to mean something different to every person. So you start strengthening those clairs with just everyday items. Okay. Think about popcorn. Think about an aluminum can. Okay. Close your eyes. What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? What does it remind you of? When you drink it, what does it taste like? So you can build your clairs that way, and you'll get a pretty quick picture of which one's the strongest, and then you work from there. So if you're doing spirit work, hone in on the clair that is easiest for you, and then you can build on that. Yeah, it is easy. It's just a matter of just kind of putting in that time, right, to do it. What practices helped you strengthen and trust your gifts? Practice. Showing up to class, working with other developing practitioners, and playing the game with spirit, honestly. Playing that day-to-day game where we're out in the wild, and I'll be like, okay, oranges, as you know, is my favorite thing to do with people or with my spirit guides. Show me oranges. Or what do you want to be today? Alchemist guide. Let's play a game. And looking for those external validations, because I'm so logical minded, that really helped. That really, really helped, because then all of a sudden, all those things were showing up. I'm like, okay, here we go. And then as we did that, my trust is what helped strengthen the gift. The gift was always there, right? It's a matter of trust. I got apricot from Spirit and was relating to Cancer. Interesting. Okay. What's the biggest thing you wish people understood about what you do? That I'm not talking to demons, and that I'm not just some crazy person. I mean, I might be crazy, but that's totally unrelated to this stuff. And let me think on that a little bit further. I wish they would understand that they could do it too. The gift, I will say this till the day I am no longer walking this earth as a human. The gift is not the ability. The gift is the ability and to have the resources to develop it. Where do you take class? Camp Chesterfield. in Indiana. And I take a lot of class. I'm also QHHC certified, and see, okay, this goes back to what I was just saying, Danny. So it's the gift is the ability to be able to pay for classes, to be able to step into a space where you have a mentor that helps you in discernment. You guys, it's not enough to be able to see spirit or to hear spirit. It's how do you discern the message? How do you discern who's coming through? How do you discern whether it's actually scary or not? Is it negative energy or not? That's where development comes in. People with experience that are trained mediums that do this. How did you tell the difference between imagination, intuition, genuine spiritual communication? Just doing it over and over and over again. Doing it over and over and over again. I was doing tarot classes and doing free tarot readings for 5 years before I ever stepped into a space of charging anything. Because I felt like I needed to just practice and see what it was. So my favorite example is the first time I ever stepped into that space of reading for other people, I would see, like, the first time I ever did it, I was reading for someone and I saw this old lady in my mind's eye with a moo-moo and a walker and gray hair. And then that person was like, my grandmother's alive. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just telling you what I see. This is what I see. These are the cards. The message itself was right on point. But then like a week later, I was practicing with someone else and I saw the same grandmother in my head. I'm like, wait, why am I seeing this old lady? And turns out that was my cue. Oh, thanks, you too, Mystic Moon Gypsy. That was my cue to go, oh, wait, that just means I'm supposed to say grandmother. I'm not seeing their grandmother. That was my cue to say grandmother. So it just took practice. I hope that was helpful. There are several groups on here and individuals like Lorenda. Yep. I teach classes. And they're only $25. They're twice a month. And they're good for all levels. For brand new people, they're good for, and then I've got some amazing developing mediums in that class too. Hi, Lee. Good morning. Looked like you had a crazy chaos live going on this morning. That was an interesting topic. I was like, I can't even relate to this. I'm out. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I couldn't have gone. I was trying to get ready anyway, so it was fine. And I knew I was going to go live. So, yeah, I didn't need to be a part of that conversation. I would have been like, thank you very much. Good morning, Sydney. So what we're doing is we're asking, like, if you went to a party and somebody introduced you to someone that said, oh, I'm a psychic medium, what would you ask them? That's not personal. What would you ask them? What kind of questions would you ask? I always find it interesting. How do you integrate being a psychic medium with everyday life? That, I think, is more fun. I think everyday life with my spirit guides is way funner than even doing actual mediumship. Working with clients. I love working with my spirit team to make my life more interesting. Meaning, like, it might be, again, oranges, right? How does spirit show up for them? For like my spirit guides. So I'll ask them, what do you want to be today? What symbol do you want to be today? And so, you know what's funny is I just got a weird image of a magic wand in my head. So now I'm curious if my guides want to show up as a magic wand, what does that look like the rest of my day? What is my morning practice with my guides? We don't have one. I should, but I don't. Some days I'm like, what's up? What's happening? How's it going? But not always. I'm not good at routine. I'm doing really awesome Jazz Tiggy psychic medium. Welcome in. Hi, Courtney. How do you decipher between subconscious thoughts and actual messages? I don't. Because this is what I've learned. My spirit guides will give me ideas that'll make me think they're my ideas. To me, it doesn't matter because Spirit's going to meet me where I am and how I can receive information. And if I get into download of information, then I just go with it. I've learned to trust. How about the one with how to protect your energy question? Oh, wait. Bring it on to say hi. Hi, Lindsay. Good morning. My questions would be basic, like how long have you been practicing? That's a good one. 15 years-ish for me, I think. Well, how do you protect your energy question? Oh, wait, did I miss the question, Leslie? I just got your Christmas gift in the mail, and it's similar to a wand. What? That's crazy, Tammy. See? Oh, do I protect my energy? I do. Here's the thing. I have an understanding with my guides. As part of the character that I play as the crowned medium, right? Really, I don't walk around in the wild like acting like I'm the queen of anything. Okay, I might. Depends on where I am. Who I'm with. I have an understanding with my guides that they're just going to protect my energy. I am not going to step into that energy of nonsense where I have to think about this every day. A big Leo energy hires an entourage and we delegate. That's what we do. We delegate the job. So I delegate to my people. Can you all just manage my energy for me? Thanks. Do my guides know your guides? Yes, they do. Yes, they do, Lee. Yes, yes, yes. And they also will step in. And for my students, my guides have carte blanche to go help your guides be better guides to my students. Of course you knew that, Lee, because you're psychic too. Girl, just do it no matter what. There's no rules anymore. It's true. There's no rules. Go back. Shh, I won't tell. So yes, so actually Carrie, it's so funny because Carrie will call me and she'll be like, girl, what are you doing? Because Dr. Mike's all up in here, my business. He's telling me you're not doing this, this, and this. What do you got going on today? I'd be like, listen. And she's always right. Okay. Let me see. All right, so I just did, all right. Lindsay says, I want to tell you that Fish has been very present since we met last week. So Fish has always been present. You're just now feeling him. I'm just saying. But now you have a new connection, a new line of connection to be able to communicate. Can tarot help connect with or strengthen your psychic abilities and intuition? Yes, Seth. Absolutely. Ethics in place of rules. That's how I started my journey, was with tarot cards. And this is what I will tell you. My guides started learning how to communicate with me with tarot. I was learning the tarot cards. I thought everything had to be memorized, super logical, but that's how my mind works, right? So, hi, Mama. So then when I would meet new people, like there was one time I met someone, and I was like, nice to meet you, and I shook their hand. All of a sudden, in my mind's eye, I saw Queen of Swords. And boy, if that person, that woman was not through and through the Queen of Swords. So it's like I knew how to interact with her energy because I got that symbol. And I was like, okay, spirit guides, let's go. Let's do this. So that's how I started learning how to do intuitive tarot and understanding that these were loved ones coming in, or my spirit guides were coming in. I was getting messages from loved ones. I know, Angel, I know you're going to be a hard nut to crack. You are super logical. But we'll get you there. I've been learning tarot for 2 years, and I've been getting more and more psychic communications. Yes. And what I would venture to say to you, Seth, is you're probably getting mediumship as well. You're getting spirit communication, not just intuitive psychic hits. You're probably getting spirit hits. You're getting spirit communication. And I bet if you were to take a class on how to meet spirit guides and do all that stuff, I bet you'd be like, oh, I'm actually pretty good at this. Yeah. See, I didn't know. I would tell people I'm not a medium. For years, I would tell people I'm not a medium. I just do tarot cards and I get intuitive hits because I thought you had to see the Schmed people. I thought you had to see physically spirits to be a medium. Turns out, no. Those intuitive messages that come in while you're doing tarot, that's a form of mediumship and spirit communication. Sometimes I feel like my energy pushes me to say certain things. Yes, Lee, they do. It's like inspirational speaking is what we call that. When you interact with people, can you tell if they will develop their abilities? I can tell if they'd be willing to put in the work or not. Not can they develop their abilities, but will they put in the work? So, oh, you too, Leslie. Thanks for coming in and being part of the conversation. Great questions, by the way. During my first live practice, I pulled the same card for 2 different people, but totally spot on. Yes, that'll happen too, because that can mean different things to different people. I just want to say you have a wonderful group of people in this room. Oh, thank you, Lee. I try to draw people in that are good energy, good juju. Oh, check it out. Thank you, Kelly. That was a wand. See what? Now, see, y'all did that on purpose, but it's a rising key is what it's called. A rising key, but it looked like a wand. I get told I'm a good person and have a beautiful aura. What does that mean and how do they know? Sometimes people just have a vibe about them. And if you are a person who puts good energy out there, you can feel that. Just the same as if you meet, especially women, if we meet a creepy dude, they could look normal, but they have an air about them. You're like, I do not want to be in a room by myself with that person. Like there's just something off. It's the same thing when people say that to you about being a good person and feeling that, they can feel your intentions, that you actually try to be a good person and that you have a good heart. I actually found you through the whole Soulful Jilly debacle. Thank you, Seth. That was a debacle, wasn't it? But it was. I was like, I'm still baffled as to how she got that I was coming for her and that, whatever. It is what it is. But I'm glad you're here and I'm glad that you like my stuff. Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. I do try to be a positive person. But my big Leo energy says when somebody comes for me and then tells their 31,000 followers that I'm probably not a good person, I'm probably not a good mentor, I'm going to have things to say. You're welcome, Mama. How did you learn how to stop absorbing others' energy and deciphering, I hate when that happens, deciphering what it is yours and what is theirs? That, again, that was a lot of practice because I'm such an empath person and I just assumed what I was picking up from other people was like my own stuff. Like, I don't know. That took a lot of work and actual therapy too. And learning my own self-worth. And once I learned and was confident with the boundaries, the energetic boundaries, and setting that intention of being able to see what is mine, what is theirs, that made a big difference. Because then all of a sudden my perception of things was like, oh, like the lady who blocked me today. She's a big person in this community, by the way. And I did nothing to her, but she blocked me. I haven't even been like watching her lives. But there's something that she either, there was some disconnect or energetic thing that didn't bond, that didn't blend. And that is okay. There's a book on auras that give you a checklist to help determine yours at the time. Oh, that's cool. I haven't really delved into auras too much. I just look at that as overarching. How do we feel people? Do you ever get unintentional downloads when talking to people? Sometimes, yes. Sometimes. But I gotta let my dog out. Do you need to go outside? Okay. But you know, used to Olive. But it's usually for my own for my own information that will allow me to interact with them appropriately. Does that make sense? So I'm not getting downloads because I believe in spirit HIPAA laws. I do not want to know your business. Just like I don't want you knowing my business, I don't want to know your business. So I set up those energetic boundaries. But if I get downloads about something, or if I get a spirit step up when I'm out in the wild, that means that's for my information only and doesn't necessarily mean I should be sharing with them. If there is an interaction between me and another person and it seems appropriate based on the conversation, I might say, okay, I got it. You know what I do, right? Okay, can I tell you an impression that came in just to see if it makes sense to you? Because I have strong boundaries with that. So sometimes I will get those, but very rarely. But if I get those downloads, I pay attention this is for me first. This information should be for me first. Just like the Queen of Swords. Do you think I would have met that lady who shook her hand and been like, oh my God, you're like a Queen of Swords? She might be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? You have to go back to work. Oh, muggle life is terrible. I feel you. I have to go to work today. Luckily, tonight's not a horribly long night. I only teach 4 hours tonight. I hope you have a great day, Lindsay. And thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. So yeah, you guys are killing it on the questions. I love it. I am a relatively new reader and my sitters see orbs. What are orbs in your world? They can be, to me, orbs are simply reflection of light, reflection of energy. So whether that's a fairy, a spirit, dust, it is something that's in the air, that's in our world, in our air, that is a different vibration than what's surrounding it. So when the light hits it, it's a reflection. Oh my God, first of all, let's take a step back and talk about what I just said. That was not me. I've never had that conversation in my life. I've never thought those things ever in my life. You all just witnessed inspirational speaking. That was cool. I'm just taking a moment to like sit with that. That was kind of cool. I love it when Spirit says, move out of the way. You don't know what you're talking about. So that's what I think of as orbs. So if you've got like, that was pretty cool, wasn't it, Bobby Jean? Made sense to me. You're a knower. Does an energy ever pull you to one person and make every fiber of your being to deliver a message? Nope. Because my team says don't do it. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So that's why I talk about energetic boundaries. If I do get a download to talk to someone, then I'll strike up a conversation, yes. But I'm not going to be like, hi, I know I've never met you, but have you ever watched Teresa Caputo on TV? Yeah, so I do what she does. And I know you're looking for bananas, but I feel your grandmother with you. No, that's not going to be it. If Spirit encourages me, I've learned, they know my boundaries, they know my tolerance for things or lack thereof. You're welcome, Ms. Ange. And they will direct me to maybe strike up a conversation with someone and see where it goes. But I won't, that's not something I do. I'm not going to go out and just be like, hi. So to me, that's ego-based. But if I get that download, then I might have a conversation. And I do that anyway. I'm a talker. Like if I see someone in the grocery aisle and they're looking the same, they're like, so what are you cooking for dinner tonight? Like, why are we looking at pickles right now? Like I might strike up conversation with people if I'm at a bar and my husband can't hear anything. So if we go out places and we go to the bar, he knows that is my social time because he can't hear anything. And so I just turn to whoever's sitting over here and I'm just like, how's it going? And we might get into a conversation. It might come up. It might not. Who knows? Who knows, right? But I'm not just out in the wild doing stuff because your grandmother was bananas. I mean, really, if we're looking at things honestly, maybe. Roger, you cracked me up. So I might get downloads, I might get drawn to talk to someone, but it's more of an open the door to the conversation. One of my favorite stories to tell is this summer. It happened this summer. I was having my bougie girl lunch with one of my friends, and it's where we get really unnecessarily dressed up to go to lunch on a Tuesday afternoon. But our server just started, server comes up, and that's okay. And that is okay. You learn and then you do better. It's not a big deal, right? Just shit happens. Okay. So, the server that we had comes up and we're like, okay, so how are you doing? I always ask my servers, like, how are you doing? How's your day? You doing all right? Okay. Anything we can do to help here? Like, we try to always be mindful of the service industry, right? And she starts talking about a situation a friend is in, and she's not sure how to navigate it. All of a sudden, I felt a mother step up. And in my mind's eye, because that's how it comes in, I see this mother go, and so I was like, okay, I'm just going to sit with this. And I'm listening to her. She's talking about a friend. And then I inspirationally speak to this girl. And I said, can I give motherly advice of how to help your friend? And she's like, yes, absolutely. I'm like, okay, if you were my daughter, this is what I would tell you. And I let the mother speak through me, because I didn't know this girl from anything. I didn't know anything about the situation. I let the mother speak through me, inspirational speaking, not like step in trance. And then the gal says, after, she goes, I hadn't even thought about that. That makes sense for her too. She would really understand that. Oh, hold on, let me do the puzzle. She would really connect to that and probably respond well to it. I'm like, okay, there you go. And then she goes, I used to be able to run these things by my mom. And then she went on to talk about like church and Jesus and God. And I was like, that's why. One, she's not going to be, it would freak her out if I said your dead mother's here to have a chat with you. And I never told her that it was her mother that came in and gave that message. I just gave it as one mom to a person who needed a mom. And left it at that. Because if I were to go, okay, well, just so you know, I'm a psychic medium and your mother's here, that could have been traumatizing to her. We don't know her belief system. She could be terrified of that. She might think that that's a demon coming through. Okay? Or that I'm spying on her somehow. Like, that could freak people out. So there's an element of understanding your boundaries. Thanks, Ange. Let's see. I thought I missed something, but maybe not. Oh, any thoughts on being simply sensitive to energetic movements versus mediumship? Energy is energy. So, like, you might be getting, sorry, I gotta let my dog in. Energy coming in, information coming in. And this is where honestly, the development, having an instructor, like, I'll have my students know that they can message me anytime, be like, hey, listen, I just had a thing happen today. Not sure if this is like a psychic thing, or if it's a mediumship thing, or if it's just a weird energy thing. I'd like that. My students are allowed to contact me for stuff like that. And then we just kind of work through it together. And honestly, you just have to sit back and go, was that spirit or my own energy? Spirit or energy? And whatever the first thing that comes into your head is the real answer. The second thing is you talking yourself out of it and coming up with an alternative answer. Just saying. You guys have asked such good questions today. Like, I'm actually going to download this live and probably put it on my YouTube channel, because these are really, you guys have asked a lot of really good questions. I love it. Thank you. What What other questions do you have that'll keep me from having to do any actual work today? I have so much studio stuff to do today. It's ridiculous. Including like tap dance videos. Y'all know I'm a dance teacher. Well, a lot of you did. So I think I'm going to reach out to that very first psychic reading that I'm still in touch with that psychic. And she's significantly older than I am. So she's got to be, I bet you anything, she's like close to Glenda's age. Right, Amber? There have been some really good questions. I might see if she wants to come on my show. That'd be kind of fun, actually. What do you do when spirit is belligerent? I don't really have them. I don't know that I've had a belligerent spirit. I have had interactions with what some people might consider demons or demonic energies or low-level energies. I've had interactions with those before. Oh, thank you. See, here's the thing. Tarot cards have no more power than this piece of paper or this pen. It's what we assign. They're just a tool. And I hear that from so many people, like they're afraid of Ouija boards. I'm like, why? Did you open a portal on the Ouija board? What did you do to the Ouija board? Right? So, yeah, I'd say, but it's very valid. There's a lot of people who feel that way. Is it possible not to believe in the divine, but practice with energy mediumship? Yeah, you don't have to believe in anything. Because we are wired, in what I believe, and what I've been shown, is that we are wired, we are part of the divine. So it's not that you just believe in it or not, we are part of it, but that's what keeps us connected energetically. But you don't have to believe in anything. If you find the ley line, if you find that energetic connection, then you can do that. And I say I actually just watched a video from myself today. It popped up on my backup account and from a long time ago of me talking about, like, you don't have to even believe in spirit guides. You don't have to work with your spirit guides or spirit team to do mediumship. There are plenty of people who do not utilize their guides at all. There are people that walk around this earth that don't believe in anything. They don't believe in anything, right? And they still have successful lives. They don't need their spirit team. They don't have to believe in the divine to have a good life. It's about intent and being a good person, right? Carl Jung, I have not really studied much on Carl Jung. I probably should. Kim Wexler took all the blue sky. I don't know what that means. I need my Celsius to kick in. Also, I got plenty of sleep last night. There's literally no reason I should be yawning, other than it's like cold and snowy out. And I'm sad that I'm not on my porch right now talking to you all. Because I have a deck right here. See? And it's my favorite place to hang out, to do chit chats like this. How did you begin to do trance? Oh, funny story, Yessie. Thanks for asking. And then I'll go back to your question, and about do I meditate? I'll go back to that. With trance, Reverend Glenda, who's my mentor, I was taking her class one day, and she does not allow anyone to do trance mediumship at all within class unless she has met with you in person and worked with you in person to make that first connection with trance, because of the way she teaches it, so it makes sense. So I'm in her class one day, and all of a sudden, I'm like, we had to give 3 messages, so we're doing message work, we're practicing. And then all of a sudden, I'm speaking. I've got a British accent, and I'm doing these weird things with my hands. My conscious mind is going, oh my God, what is happening right now? Yet I'm speaking to someone, delivering a message from this person. And I'm like, so then I messaged Glenda right away. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I have no idea what happened there. I guess it's time for me to come have a lesson with you. So I booked an in-person session with her, and we talked about trance and blending and how to do that. And it was cool because that was the first time I brought through Lily and Dr. Mike. Just so, and it was such an easy transition. I would ask if you truly know without a doubt whether there's something after we die. I fully, not just believe, I know there is. I've experienced hypnosis where we've crossed over to the other side. I have experienced many other people in hypnosis doing the same. The work that I do as a medium, there are things that come out of my mouth that things that I know that I could never know about a spirit that has passed. Things that I've had people say, I've never said that out loud before. I've never talked about this. There's no way you could have known that. And it's just the evidence over and over again. I fully believe that we transition to someplace different. But that's what it looks like. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, so somebody asked me if I meditate. Miss Ange asks if I meditate. I do sometimes, but not very often. Hey, Paula, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. I'm not a good meditator because I'm so ADD. And if I close my eyes, being the Gen Xer that was raised to believe that if you were sitting idly by, then you were not productive enough and you were a waste of space. Okay, so we were raised with this feeling of you always have to be productive at all times. And even if you're sleeping for 8 hours, how dare you? Maybe you should cut that back to 5 and get more done, right? That's kind of how I was raised. And so when I close my eyes to meditate, I close my eyes and think about all the things that I'm not doing while I'm sitting there with my eyes closed. So I have learned that meditation can just be tuning into spirit. I meditate when I'm driving. Okay. There are people that are like, you can't do mediumship without meditating. That's not true. Anybody who takes my classes knows that, yes, we close our eyes, but it's a 3-minute meditation at most, where we close our eyes, we grow roots, open up our chakras, call in our spirit guides, overshadow energy. What are we learning today? Bam, done. And we're ready to work. We are ready to work within 3 minutes. It's not a long process. I also believe that there's a difference between meditating and sitting in the power. If I'm going to meditate to connect to spirit, that's very, very different experience than sitting in the power. There are people that will tell you, you have to sit in the power for 20 minutes before you can do spirit work. Nope. Tap dancing for me. Sometimes I have to go downstairs I have a dance studio in my basement with professional tap floors, and tap dance. It's a form of meditation for me. Listening to music is a form of meditation for me. Listening to an audiobook is a form of meditation for me. So I don't think you have to be able to be a good medium. Sitting in the power is personal reflection and understanding your own energy. And that's it. Gardening, meditation here. Yep, gardening, that's a good one. Do you think that deja vu is your higher self showing you things? Yes. And I think it could be also an echo in, okay, again, that was weird. That was weird because it's things I've never said before. It's just an echo. Of what? I'm going to sit with that for a second because that started to come through and then I stopped it, which was dumb. Is automatic writing a different form of trance? Yes. And who is it that's giving us that message? Depends. So it's not necessarily trance. We would call that inspired speaking or inspired writing, channeled writing, automatic writing. Like if you're basically allowing a stream of consciousness to come in and then through your arm, right? Hi, Regina. How are you? Trance True trance mediumship is when that spirit is allowed to come in and blend with you, mind, body, spirit, and utilize your vocal cords and speak. Inspirational writing, inspirational speaking is a form of trance mediumship or channeled mediumship. So it's different than trance, but it's a form. It's a good in between mental mediumship and trance mediumship. It's a good in between. Yeah. I saw that you did. I'm so excited for you to come take class again. Woohoo! I'm curious to see what we're going to be doing. Depending on who all's in there, we might do a little bit of trance work. That'd be kind of fun. I need to do another trance mediumship class. Like in January. I won't be doing any more classes outside of my all-level spiritual development until January, just because holidays. Oh, thank you. Hi, Janet. Damn it, Janet. I just like to say your name. I just like to say it. Yes, you do, please, and thank you. Wait, what do? I forget what I do. You're dropping so much information. Thank you. I'm taking notes. Oh, good. And like I said, I think what I'll do is I'm just going to download this live and put it on. Oh, got it. Yes, I do need to do that. I'll put it on the YouTube because I think you guys have asked some amazing questions, some really, really great questions. I really appreciate it. And got me out of doing all kinds of work that I'm supposed to be doing. I know. Oh, thank you, Janet. Thank you. Oh, and the number 13. I love that the number 13 is on that because that's my birthday. Y'all, I was born on Friday the 13th. Under a full moon. I've never looked to see if we were in Mercury retrograde that time. I guess I could have looked. Here, I'm going to look. I'm going to see if when I was born, got to see what the echo meant about deja vu. Yeah, that started to come in. But then it like stopped me. Either I stopped that thought process or it stopped me. I don't know. You get divorced on the 13th. Okay, let's see. Was Mercury, let's see, I'm going to ask. In retrograde. August 13th, 1971. Let's see. Looking to see if it was. I just need a simple yes or no answer, friends. Because that would just be like, was I born in Mercury retrograde? Let's see. Oh, cool. 13th. I felt there's a like website for this. Please hold while we find out if I was born during Mercury retrograde. Nope. Mercury was direct. Does that mean it wasn't retrograde? I was direct. So at least I wasn't born in Mercury retro. Wait, yes it was. Was it? It says here, at your moment of birth, Mercury was either retrograde backwards or direct. And I put in my birthday. Oh, nope, just kidding. It was saying it had the wrong date in here. It was in retrograde. I accidentally typed August 1st instead of 13th. Well. Oh, what are we having a party for? Oh, happy early birthday. Yeah, so Mercury was in retrograde on the full moon on a Friday the 13th when I was born. Now listen, if that's not the sign that I was meant to come in and just like be who I've turned out to be, yeah. I feel like no surprises were to be had here. I feel like that Miley Cyrus song, I came in like a wrecking ball. I am not either, actually. I just know when things go in retrograde, people lose their keys and electronics stop working. That's all I've got. And there's always chaos. There's just chaos. It has to do with like the moon or something facing backwards or facing us. I don't know. That might be something I could have an astrologer come on as a guest and talk about it. I did come in like a wrecking ball. It was. So it looked like it started on August 12th that year and went, and my birthday's the 13th. So yeah, it was. So really, again, it all tracks. It all tracks. No surprises here. So, all right. Well, I am going to head on out, you guys. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me and asking such amazing questions. I really appreciate the engagement and the tapping. We're almost to 50,000, but it is what it is. I feel like I would rather honestly have the engaging conversation as opposed to focusing on tapping. Are we doing anything for 1111 portal? Oh God, I forgot it was 1111 portal. I don't know. We could do something. I'm going to go teach hip hop. I teach so much hip hop on Tuesday nights. 53 years old and I'm teaching, or 54, and teaching all this hip hop. How'd that happen? I know. Regina, you crack me up. Dude. Which class? Oh, my hip hop class? We do. Let's see. We have this. What am I teaching today? We might do the Shamrock. It's mostly basic stuff that I teach. Good shoes and knees. But also, man, my left knee has been acting up, like making all the sounds it made before I tore my meniscus last year and had to have surgery. So my knees are not happy that I'm teaching so much, but that's okay. Setting intentions next year and pulling 12 cards for next year. Ooh, that's a good idea. And I have like what's it called? Like a CBD kind of roll on to put on my leg that really helps make it feel better. Can't find it. It is like disappeared. Yeah, and it's cold, so that doesn't help any at all. So I got to find my roll on stuff for my knee to make it feel better. And I'm probably just going to have to ice it before I go teach tonight, because what I have found is if I halfway dance, that's exactly how my kids dance. So if I'm not dancing full out, then they're not dancing full out. They just literally mimic. So we'll be doing that. I'm gonna have to like get my knee all prepared. Then I'll come home and put my knee up and I'll take care of it. Yeah, so it's tough because like, remember back in the day, like, well, you may not remember, but when I took classes, my teachers never danced full out because they couldn't dance full out. They were older. They did as much as they could, but we had to take the extra mile. Now kids just don't. They dance exactly like their teacher. So had I done that in college, I'd be dancing like a 92-year-old lady, because that's how, I don't know, she wasn't that old. She was like in her 70s. My ballet teacher was old. She was not doing all the things, but we all were still beautiful dancers, dancing full out. So times are different now. So I actually have an adult class on Tuesday nights that I teach. It's a tap though, and it's fun. You be the goofy goober. All right, friends, thank you all so much. And thank you moderators for coming in and also helping out and doing the thing. I appreciate it. Love you all so much. I appreciate you showing up, engaging the conversation, and helping us sister out in the FYP. Right. So, all right. Love you all. And watch for this on, I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel when it's done processing. So, hi, Lorna. I'm just signing off, but I'm glad to see you. You too, Tammy. Have a great day. And I will see you all for sure Thursday, because Thursday we've got Holly coming on. Love her energy. She's going to be coming on as my guest on the Crown Medium. So, where are your mega stallionies? You guys crack me up. All right. Love you all. Bye.